Hey, what's going on? It is your friend Buck at the No Tape Deck podcast. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 13. Today we are joined by a Brooklyn-based singer-songwriter. The genre, we'll get into the genre in a minute. Her name is Kendra Morris. She has an album coming out September 19th called Next, and we're going to talk about that today. So we are on with Kendra Morris from Brooklyn, New York.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going really good. I'm sitting outside watching my dogs roll around on the ground, and it's beautiful weather here in Brooklyn, so
Nice.
it's going really good.
Nice. How many dogs do you have?
Three.
A trio.
I have two. I have a trio. Well, one is elderly and just sleeps. He's almost not there. He likes to sleep under the pillows all the time.
Gotcha.
He's a weenie mix, and then I have a Frenchie, and I have a half English, half French bulldog. So
There,
those are the two that are doing the podcast with us tonight.
there we go. And the honored citizen is slumbering somewhere, I'm gonna assume.
He's in his diapers under the.
Awesome.
He's in his diapers in
Yeah.
bed.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
the hot weather, the nice weather is gonna make you want to take an early snoozer. I thank you so much for hopping on the pod today and joining us for you got the next album coming out soon, September 19th. That's correct, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Super excited.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I was looking. You posted a video the other day, and it's the whole theme is like kind of like old school 70s 80s game board style. It's really the art direction on it is just amazing.
Thank you. I have been. This idea came about a year ago. I did all the music the year before. I spent a year writing the record,
Okay.
focusing on the music first. And recorded it. My label is Karma Chief Coal Mine Records. It's actually like the same pretty much
Okay.
label, but I went out and recorded it in Loveland, Ohio. And then after the album, we decided we were gonna it made sense to put the record out in September of 2025, which at the time I was like, that's a year away.
Okay.
But then it it suddenly gave I was like, I, I really believe in like when you're hit with like something that you don't like a wall or whatever, where you're like, no, it's not the way I wanted it. Like that's actually like opportunity to find like the silver lining and like see that as a challenge, because it means there's something really special like hidden in there for you. So I sat and decided to come up with a backwards, like create a concept album backwards. And so I sat right where I'm sitting right now, out at my in my backyard, and I just journaled through it for about a month. Like, okay, how do I create a concept after these songs have already been written? And I went through a few different ideas, and then was talking to my friend Primo, who also plays with me.
All
And
right.
he was the one that was like, what about a board game? Because at first I was like, it's going to be a painting and everything's going to come to life in the painting. And it was just through conversations. And then I was like, yes, that's it. So then it took me another month of brainstorming how to turn a record, how to make a playable board game out of all these songs. And it just ended up becoming my life for the last year. I ended up taking that, and I do visual art as well. I do like stop motion animation, and I edit and I create music videos, and I've done them for other people. But I decided I was gonna spend the year saying no to any other side projects, doing anything for anybody else, and devote this year to creating a body of work that I felt really expressed like who I who I am as an artist, and just like a full on thing. So it was like I wanted the songs to come to life. I wanted you to feel like when the record came out, like you could go inside of the album, you could play it, it could become, just your universe too. So I think I'm just so excited to that it's happening.
Yeah, I couldn't be more stoked for you. I'm looking at it right now and the way it folds out with the sort of it just kind of takes me back to my childhood a little bit, 1980s, and it has that feel 70s ish. I hope I'm in the right area there, but it's got like
Yeah.
This is Kendra Morris, and come with me while we open my new album next. It's coming September 19th on Karma Cheap Records. This is the cover of the album. It's a board game and it's a record. The back has directions. Opening. Freak. So this is the game board. You can play the record and play along. Inside is an insert with punch outs for the game pieces and all the playing cards. The album. It says right here, Soulful Sounds are on Coal Mine Records. That's it. That's my album next. September 19th on Coal Mine Karma Cheap Records.
that splatter. Are all of the vinyl has like a splatter, like it's sort of spun, almost tie dyed?
Some of them, like, it depends on where you get your record. Like, there's different exclusives. Like, Coal Mine has an exclusive that I think is like the red, blue, and yellow splatters. And then, like, there's a really great record collector community on Facebook called Heady Wax Fiends. And they did like we're calling it Jerry's Candy Shop Strawberry Swirl, because they're Jerry, my bulldog, he's in the game and he has a candy shop in the apartment building.
Nice.
So, like, if you join that record club, you can get that exclusive. And then there's a specific record color for in France that you can get to if you get your record in France. And then there's also just the basic, classic black record.
Yeah, absolutely. It really it looks like this cohesive, super just well thought out from the heart. It makes even more sense knowing that, it's like, hey, you're just gonna focus, you're gonna say no to all this stuff. And I know we're recording this before September 19th. And over the weekend, Tony, your PR gentleman, did send me a link to the full album, and oh my goodness, I've listened to the whole thing several times, and I can't pick a favorite. It's
Nice. That was my goal. Oh, thank you.
and in these times of like super short, just like blips, like just it's rad to just dive into an album and just hit play from the beginning, and it's the tempo rises and recedes, and it's like honestly, you just can't pick a favorite. And by the time folks are listening to this, it'll be almost time for you. You're releasing the single "Back to Me" on September 16th, right before the album comes out a couple days later on the 19th, correct?
Yeah, Back with Me. Correct.
Back with Me, yeah. And what does you kind of went over some of the concept and production and about a year in the process, but like a song like "Back with Me," what does that process look like with
Well, this record, I mean, it's funny because this record like really did wind up becoming next for me, because it's such a departure to anything I've ever done in my career. Like, I always have worked with a producer, and like this record, I produced this album with Terry Cole at Coal Mine Records. We teamed up on it, and like that was huge for me. Like, it's like something beyond my wildest dreams. I was always like, I couldn't do that, or you need to have someone else do, sorry, my dogs are crazy right now.
No,
I'm
all
running
good.
from them.
They're part of the pod. If you need to like hand over the mic, feel free. We'll say hello. We'll
No,
introduce
they
them.
just get jealous. The Frenchie gets really jealous. He's giving me evil wall eye right now. But yeah, like the process was, well, for this record, when I decided I was going to work on a new record, and like one of the first goals when I talked to Terry was like, it's so expensive to be an artist now. It's just so to be an independent artist, to be an artist, there's just like it, and you have to really love it to do it. And I do, I
Mhm.
love it. I love everything about it. And so we were like, let's keep the cost down and and let's do everything in house.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, I took some time. I had gotten off a tour and I had some downtime and I decided I would just spend time writing great songs. I had a couple that I had been like sitting on for a little bit. I think like 2 or 3 that I have just always loved and had been just sitting on. But the rest of the songs, I was like, I'm going to just focus on writing really great songs. I'm gonna write them. No co-writes. I didn't want to co-write with anybody because I just wanted to rest on my gut. Learn because the more that you learn to listen to your gut, the more you practice listening to your gut, the more you hear it. And then you know that your gut is always right. So I was like, I want to write songs based on my gut. I want to write super simple, just great songs. And then if you write a great song, everything else is like everything else. You don't have to worry about anything else. So I did that for, I think I wrote all the songs, finished up all the songs. And then what I did, and like I said, I've never done a record like this in this way before. This is like I did everything backwards to anything I've done. So focus on just strict songwriting and arranging. I made demos at my house with like drum loops and my Casio keyboard and my
All right.
guitar and
Yeah.
just made these really crappy, simple demos. And then had a bunch of songs and I took them to my band. I have a group of guys that tour with me and they're like family to me. And
Nice.
I brought the songs to them and I showed the songs to Terry and they were already mostly arranged. And I've always arranged my own like backing vocals and harmonies. But this time I was like, I want to paint a picture with the background harmonies not being me. I want to make a record that's not perfect. So it was like, I told the guys, I was like, you guys are singing, like you guys are the singers. And it's like, it was like, like, I mean, I've been arranging my own vocals for so long and they can be pretty tricky because like I've been singing for years and can hit a lot of weird notes or I hear stuff. So it was like going to be a fun challenge, but the thing was like I didn't want the backings to be I wanted them to have mistakes. I wanted you to like feel them, like how old records are,
Yeah.
nothing perfect.
No,
So
yeah.
we
Sorry. Go ahead.
oh sorry, I
No.
talk a lot,
You're
but I
good. No,
guess
keep going.
but we played the song. We spent some time rehearsing and learning the songs and just decided we were gonna play the songs like tour the songs and just wear them like clothes, just live in the songs. So we
Yeah.
spent 4 months probably on some different tours playing the songs that are now on this record. We didn't say anything to anybody. We wouldn't tell anybody this is a new song. We just would
Okay.
play it and get used to living in the songs. So then I set up for last July to go to Portage Lounge Studios, which is Terry's studio, Coal Mine Studios in Loveland.
Hmm.
And we stayed in Terry's house. He has a whole like basement where the whole studio is, and we all just lived there for a week. And we cut the record live, just doing our takes or doing all the takes together in a room. We just cut it like another way that I had not done a record like that. And then, I mean, I don't know if there's a little tiny snippet of a story I put on my socials about there was a whole dramatic thing that happened
Yeah, with flat
where
tire, right?
it was actually with all of the vocals.
Okay.
That video makes it sound like it was just flat tire, but it was every single vocal of backing harmonies to the record. So it was like even more devastating. So I was like, people are hearing that I cried a whole bunch about flat tire, but it was the entire record.
Whoa. And it
I
did make
mean,
it sound like it was just flat tire, so that's even more
mhm.
mind blowing. It was all the wow. Okay.
Yeah, we were like me and Terry, like I almost threw up because like it wasn't like we were gonna do my lead vocals. We did not do that week. We were gonna wait and do those separate because because the week ended up taking so much with doing the instruments and the backing vocals, which I mean, you've heard the record, like there's a lot of stuff with those backing vocals. So
Remarkable. Yeah.
when like, and because they were so, and I was just so excited to have something to like show my manager and show my family, like give people a little sneak. It was just this, it was again that thing where you just are like, no, this isn't the way I planned it. You know, so much of me trying to take control. But as soon as I accepted it, I mean, in the end, we knew, like, I remember saying to Terry and us just being like, you know what? We're going to look back and we're going to be like, this was supposed to happen. Like, this is just the way it was meant to be. And we're going to laugh. And I'm there now. Like, I'm on the other side now. But yeah, we did that. And then after I came home, Terry came out to New York and we finished all the vocals at my apartment in New York, in my house. So then I'll just fast forward. We didn't feel comfortable doing any like sort of early. We didn't want to rush anything. So the release date that made the most sense, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that's so far away, was this time, like September of last year, 2024, we picked to release the record September of 2025. And I was just like, that's so far away. Like, I remember just being like, kind of like, oh my gosh. But then again, it was like hitting that wall. Okay, I felt so good about the sound of the record, the songs, the production, that I was like, this is actually a gift to have a whole year to now focus on all the other stuff, like apply myself in another way. I have a year to just sit and work on this. And then it's not like when I put out this record, it's not like I just wanted to make a game and threw some songs together. No, like I worked on the music for a long time. And then I worked on the visual universe.
Yeah, it is. You can tell it's like a work of art all the way around, and it makes even more sense now knowing that that history of it. And it kind of, you know, what you said earlier. It's like when you're facing, you know, like you said, you like, you know, like we're just devastated and all the vocals were gone, right? Like it's almost like when we're in those moments of like, why the hell is this happening to me? And then it's like, well, what can I learn from this happening to me? Because we all face that, right? At some point or another. And it's just, because I'm on this side of it and what I've heard, and it's like, I can't imagine it being any other way than what it is, because it's just so rad. So it's easy for me on this side and this lens, right? But Lord, yeah, that's what an adventure. And you know, with you said In My House, that was your first single off the album, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, awesome song. And the one, so the listeners know, and for the No Tape Deck family, and maybe it's your first time here or you're coming back for episode 13, the track that kind of drew me in is a track called Flat Tire, and having this more of a 360-degree view of it. I mean, I can't hear any imperfections per se. I will say it does sound super organic, and it's so just, you know, sonically pleasing is one way to put it. That's the one that like hooked me, and then I listened to everything else from there. But Flat Tire was the single that kind of drew me in, and for the listeners and yourself, you know, your genre and your style is kind of new to me, and it's really, you know, so thanks for opening that door, and I hope it opens the door for many others as well. And how would you define your genre? Because I don't want to say the wrong thing. I have an idea, but I'm probably off the mark.
Yeah, you know, I'm so bad at describing my genre, because like, especially this record, like I listen, like there's so much music that I love. I just love a great song. So like this record, I feel like it's very much heavily influenced by soul, like old soul music. Like that's where like I was saying to someone, my heart is with soul, like classic soul music. But
Yeah.
it's not just that. It's a little bit of like rocksteady. It's a little bit of like there's like some like Blondie influence in there. There's like some classic rock. Like it really kind of balances around. I will say that it's not overproduced, and like that's what I'm excited about. I wanted
Hell yeah.
something a little bit messy, like that just like I don't know. I like messes. It shows like I don't know. It's I guess my genre though, I mean, definitely it's in that soul world, but I wouldn't say it's neo soul. I wouldn't call it I wouldn't I wouldn't call it straight pop, but although like I think the term pop gets a bad rap because of some of the bad because
Completely.
of what pop has become, but pop is just means that it's easy for like everybody digs it,
Yeah, it's in popular
like
culture.
popular music.
Mhm.
Exactly. Like and like you could say like the Zombies were pop, or like there's so much great pop. You wouldn't, I know we want to think that pop is just, A, B, or C that is like making us all barf from the radio right now, but there's a lot of great pop, too in history.
100%.
So I would say it's pop, but not in the pop sense that
That
we call pop now.
that we're accustomed to, right? Yeah, because to me it's just so
Hmm.
like vibey and loungy and soulful, and yeah, rocksteady too. That was a great
Hmm.
little and it's just so yeah, again, I just the sound, it's just like so, and again, it's like there's sort of waves of tempo and colors and layers and stuff as you go throughout your new album, and you actually used the word earlier that has been on my mind, and you used the word departure, because I've also explored some of your just awesome previous work as well too, and that's like one thing that came to mind, seeing the artwork and the direction, and now being like so lucky to have heard the whole thing, and I can't wait to get vinyl because I have a huge vinyl collection for sure, like 2 decades strong.
Nice.
So I can't wait to have
Oh
a
yeah.
copy in
I
there.
I I love vinyl too. I love physical things. I love just feeling like you can go inside of something, and that's
Yeah,
what I wanted for this record, was something that you would just want to like to just have it and be a part of your, your world too.
heck yeah.
And yeah.
Who would you say your most impactful influence has been?
Oh my gosh. Like musically or just generally?
It could be anything, let's go. I mean, is it different? We could go musically and generally, or however you want to go about that.
I mean, I have a few different influences, but one of somebody like this is actually, I've never said this in an interview, and I'm like, this is actually a huge influence. Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Um, Man, he was like I've watched a few documentaries and started a few books that I never finished,
Uh huh.
but like he was brilliant.
Hmm.
Like the way he made like when he built like Disneyland and Walt Disney World, and the way he brought people, he had a vision for like the way that we can escape, creating escapes for people, whether it was through animation or theme parks or just I think like I watched this amazing documentary about Imagineers
Okay.
on, I think it's on HBO.
All right.
But even just the inventions he came up with, or like he created groups of people to just creatively work together and
Yeah.
like come up with ideas, and like, how do we make this work? And had like, even like the Haunted Mansion, creating the like holograms or stuff, just stuff like that. Or, like the artists that he worked with and the use of color, like because I do like for me, like color and music are so cohesive together. The way that we see a color or it can feel an emotion is the same way when you hear a song and can feel the color, or So I'd say like Walt Disney is actually somebody who I feel influenced by, in that he just created this beautiful place that people could escape to. And it was all just from his brain,
Isn't that
which might be
amazing?
cryogenically frozen somewhere now.
I think it is. I think it is. Actually, was talking
Yeah.
about that recently, and it now it's so funny because how life and intersections and timing works out. I was just mentioning this the other day, actually to my girlfriend, talking about colors, and I'm personally more on the rhythm section side of things, like throughout my
Mm-hmm.
poking around. So sort of describing that, like music is like color, and like that's so rad. It's funny how you never know what influences are gonna filter and direct themselves into a project. That's so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think like, even like, well, I don't know if I'd mentioned this. Like, my husband is a tattooer and he did
Yeah.
all the inside artwork. Like, we do a lot of,
Oh, sweet.
he like has helped me, like we team up on a lot, and he's helped me build a lot of the props and stuff. Like, everything for this record, like we actually watched that documentary and got really excited together, but everything for this record was done in-house. Like, I think at beginning of the podcast we talked about, I was saying we tried to keep the cost low. We
Yeah.
like, I can say the word literally without throwing it around, as we literally tried to like have kept the cost low by doing every single thing has been done in-house. The props, the artwork, the graphic art Autumn from Coal Mine did, like everything. Like, I didn't hire one person out for this album. And like, and it's been, nobody even knows that. Like, that's the thing that feels so good, is like, I haven't even done the thank yous about the album or announced who's did what. And I've been having a lot of people being like, oh my gosh, like really feeling excited about the art. And it feels so good to know that that was just like from like building a team of people that I'm around every day and that I'm inspired by, and everybody's excited. And um, yeah, not to say it wasn't hard always. It took I had to do a
Right.
lot of work ahead of time. Like, and my house is like a disaster. Like, my apartment's a total explosion, which we knew it would be an explosion this year. Like, that was the
Yeah.
sacrifice,
It's
was
coming.
like, yeah, we're gonna live in our like,
Hmm.
there's a cardboard phone booth in my kitchen right now. And then you see like, then you see my paper mache Tony phone. Like, everywhere you look, it looks kind of like Pee-wee in my apartment right now, because we're in New York. There's nowhere to put storage.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like DIY ethics, grassroots, like heavy lifting, like you said, like the hard work. Like that's awesome. Yeah, 100% from the heart. I mean, it translates into the sound, and that really candid, honest, catching that, sort of, you know. I think we dropped the call. I'm gonna call back here. Service got a little bit bad, so I'm not gonna edit this out. Gonna call Kendra right back here. And we are
Sorry, I don't
back.
know what
No, you're good.
happened.
I don't know either. I have funky service on my cell, and truth be told, it doesn't really work well over Wi-Fi. So I'm just on. I can watch my bars going back up, and I haven't even moved my phone.
It might have been me. I'm like, pacing, and like I might have just hit a button.
All good.
Um,
No sweat. What is what's your favorite venue to play?
a favorite? I don't know, but I could tell you, like, lately, some of the ones that I keep finding myself at that I really have liked is in Chicago. We've played Talia Hall a lot,
Okay.
which we've always been on like it's a really big room, and it's been when we've been support on for some bigger acts. But like, it feels like it's so big and beautiful. It feels like you're playing inside of a castle. Um, I actually, when I was in Portland, I really like I've played a few times. It's all wooden inside, I feel like. Is it called
Crystal Ballroom?
Wonder Ballroom?
Wonder Ballroom. Yeah.
Wonder Ball.
That's it.
Wonder Ball. I really like that room.
Yeah, that's a great historic venue for sure.
That's probably why I like it.
Yeah, no, thanks for giving a little bit of Portland love there. And you said the one in Chicago
I like
was go ahead.
Talia Hall.
Awesome.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like all the places that are that still feel like they're promoted by like local
Uh-huh.
promoters, not you know who.
Definitely
It's like
definitely here.
not yeah. I love but I love like it I love the places where that haven't been like redone and that there's not like a bunch of ads everywhere and you just
Hmm.
feel like they're like history and mom and pop. So those are
Yeah.
always my favorites.
No, that would definitely be the Wonder Ballroom for for sure there. Um you touched on your band earlier and I gotta say too,
Yeah.
again, going back to like watching the flat tire video, which by the way, that link and other links for Kendra's videos are going to be in the description below. Be sure and jump over there and give a like and a subscribe as well. And that was another thing that really struck me too was, I could tell immediately, like watching a couple lives, it was like, oh yeah, this is like the real deal. So who's in your band?
Okay. So on guitar is my good friend Supremo Massive.
Hmm.
Um, and then on the bass is Andrew is actually he goes by Monty Miramonte. And then on the drums, Chauncey Yearwood. And they like their names alone are so good. Like I love like introducing them on stage because they all like they're just like and their character, like they're just like those guys are the real they're all so talented. Like and everybody in the group is a multi-instrumentalist. So like
Nice.
Monty, who's on bass, is actually an insane guitarist, like crazy good. And Primo is a bassist, used to be a bassist. And then when he started playing with me, we were like, you want to do guitar? Like it was, and he's an incredible guitarist now. And then Chauncey has been a drummer, but he's also an amazing percussionist and singer. Chauncey has like this super just like velvety voice. And I just knew them all from around town. Like
Yeah.
like the hangout scene gets small, and I knew Primo from like his old band and seeing him around, and we would hang out together here and there. And Chauncey too, and Monty I met through my old drummer, and it just kind of organically came together, a guy at a time. But we just all like we all have a lot of fun together, and that's like my number one rule to play. Like if you're gonna play music with people, you gotta have chemistry
Yeah.
as people. Because if this is what you're gonna do for your life and um probably not make a ton of maybe you make some money, but it's not a sure thing. Like you gotta have fun doing it. You gotta like have an adventure. So and I know that the like you'll always become a better musician. Like
Hmm.
you can keep being better, but like the things that will make a band special are things that is like the personalities have to be right. Like everything has to there's a lot of things that need to be in motion, and I just felt it with these guys that everybody just like when we're on the road, it's like they've just become family. Um we go sorry, I have this echo in my
No,
buds.
you're good.
So
It's not translating here.
okay, cool, I'll just ignore myself then.
No worries.
But like when we're on the road, like we play this game called the Golden Hanger, where like we hit like when we have a little bit of time, we'll go to like vintage shops in every town or find antique stores or thrift shops. And like we're all into doing that. And then at the end of the tour, like everybody pulls out their finds and like you get points. Like if you wore it on stage, you get a point. If you if yours was the cheapest, you get a point. And then at the end of the tour, you get the golden. We don't know what the prize is yet, but it's always like, I got the golden hanger this tour. Like we do stuff like that. Like, or, I think I like paper toweled Primo and Chauncey's room one of the nights recently, like threw something at their door. Like it's just like fun.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it
But
has
yeah,
to
the
be,
guys
right?
are great. Yeah, otherwise I don't know. I don't know what I would do. Lose my mind. So talented, and like even like individually is like Primo and like I'm sure it's one of those bands where I feel like, and I think we're setting it up in a way that people are gonna invest in these guys too. And like Primo writes great songs, and like I'm sure there will be a Primo will have a record down the line someday, and like it's exciting to like have something special together, but know that like it's okay if everybody has their other things too. It should be like, it should be a like, you should always keep branching off and trying new things and growing as artists. So yeah.
Heck yeah. I gotta say, yeah, after like I commented on a couple of your posts, Chauncey gave me a follow and I checked out his stuff too. And I was like, you said it, like real deal, like your whole band, I can tell, it's like,
Mhm.
with those vocals and the way the instrumentation is and, and all of it. So just gotta be stoked for this album coming out in September.
I'm yeah, I'm beyond like I'm just yeah, beyond excited. And it's also just kind of one of those things like it feels, I mean, like you were saying, like you made a goal to have a podcast and
Yeah.
then to watch it like coming and watching as your listeners are growing and watching as like your, as it's such a good feeling. So even like with this record, like producing it with, it's like being so involved in every way and like coming up with this crazy idea that was like, all right, how are we going to do this? And how am I going to like afford this? And to watch it all come to life. And like, that's been the greatest thing is like, even my friend Milton, who did the cover photo for me.
Yeah.
And when I first came to him with the idea, like even Terry, I was talking to him, like, I, I feel bad for people because when I tried to explain this record, people would like get this blank look on their face because I was just trying like, well, there's going to be these videos that are animation and the record, you can go inside it and it's going to take you to the next song. And then I would try to explain this idea, but no, everybody's like, was like, what, how? And so now like both Terry and Milton said to me the other day, they're like, we didn't know what, like, they were just like, it's so cool to watch something that was unexplainable become something that is what it is now. And it even like today I posted one of my animation,
Mm-hmm.
like if you, to the listener, like if you go on my Instagram page, there's all these little, and you scroll through, you'll see it's in my YouTube also. There's this like Gumby-esque stop motion animation of me and the band on a game board. And I roll them out between every song as if you're on the board. And so for the first 4 singles, we didn't announce that it was a game yet. So it was just like, I would like put these animations and it was fun watching people suddenly discover, especially once I announced the record with Flat Tire, that, oh, this whole time you've been on a game board, you know? And it's been such a cool thing to watch people's eyes get big, like, oh my gosh, I get it. Like some people started getting it a little bit before, but most people were like, what is this? What is this weird universe? And why does she keep saying roll the dice? You know?
It's a little bit like Kaiser Sose.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that's like not
I
in the
mean,
same, but you know what I mean, right? It's like, oh, whoa, I'm connecting the dots. That's what that. You,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I need to rewatch that movie. Fight Club now.
Right. Hey, the author is from here, Fight Club.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's something that just to me it just like kind of stands alone it's unique, and that's rad. I think you know, I think it's gonna get a lot of traction. It already is, and I think it's cool. The slow burn, just rolling it out, and very unique and awesome. Super rad, super rad.
Thanks. I mean,
Heck yeah.
I really hope, like, one of my goals is that when people, like, if people take the time and dive in about learning about the process, like, really just the process of the album, whether it's the creating the game or the music, I hope I hope it will inspire other people that in like crazy times as it is right now, like to not feel like something is too big for you. Like it's your narrative. Like the world is your oyster. 100%. It's just you gotta just put on your tunnel vision sometimes and just like when people tell you no, you gotta look at them and be like, watch me. And you hit that wall and you go and you find your little, your sneaky turns or whatever it is. But like you can do anything. You don't need $1 million to make like come up with it. And like the best ideas are come to life with nothing, you know? Walt Disney didn't have any money at first. He had to borrow money for his crazy ideas.
A vision always
And I
sounds
don't even think
crazy
he
when it's never been done before. Any
yeah.
like that bridge that that we've discussed here. It's like it's so true. Like when it starts to come to life, and now folks can see it through their lens and go, "Oh, okay, yeah." But it bold vision. It you know there's a lot of naysayers out there, and you're absolutely spot on. Yeah, it's creativity, and it's day by day, step by step, brick by brick, as some might say, right? Just where there's a will,
Yeah.
there's a way.
Well, and creativity is healing. Like, I know
Yeah,
there's like so much conversation about AI right now and what it can
yeah,
do. But you know what? Like, why art isn't about the finished project, the finished product. Like, that is like the finished product is is an extra bonus. The art is in what you're doing to make it. The art for me is like the mess in my house right now and this entire year. Like that's where I'm getting my like feeling the fruits, and the rest of the stuff that's a bonus. Like it's cool, I did it. Like, but it was this entire journey and like learning that I built so much like you build confidence when you like imagine babies learning to walk like hey I can do this like it's really hard to learn to walk. That's not an easy thing.
no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, no, it's just a great for the folks listening that I know are going to hear that. It's like if there's something that you've been marinating on, to the listener with this in your headphones or in your car, sitting in traffic or wherever you are right now, that thing that you've been putting off, I think Kendra's just giving you your sign. Have that home full of props and paper mache and it sounds like you have a cool telephone booth and a lot of rad game
I'll
pieces.
send you a picture. Yeah,
Yes,
they're
please
oh my
do.
gosh, it's starting to be borderline. After this year I'm gonna I'm gonna deep clean my house. It's like it's making me feel a little bit crazy.
It's all part of you said it best. It's the journey. It's not the
It
destination. And
is.
September 19th, this is just it's gonna I just know in my heart it's gonna grow legs, and you're gonna build on that amazing fan base you already have 100%. Where
Aw, thanks.
Yeah, no, thank you for so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. I can tell by your calendar, and shout out to Tony, your PR gentleman who helped coordinate all of this. Where would you like to direct folks to go? What's the best avenue, in your opinion, to link up and
Um,
experience your rad music?
I mean, I've probably put a lot of time into building it through. Like, if you go to my Instagram, you can really see the way I've like built it out,
Hmm.
rolled it out. But I understand if you're like not into social media, it's kind of a cesspool, also.
Can be.
So you can find me on anything. I make myself pretty available. The videos are up on YouTube. website, kendramorrismusic.com. I use TikTok, but I'm not too much of a fan of that cesspool.
All right. You got to pick.
But
You got
I'm
to pick your
there.
cesspool. Same boat here. Same boat.
Yeah, they're all kind of gross, but we got to do it.
Exactly. The podcast is only on YouTube, and there is a little bit of Instagram to, you know, also like link up and all of that. So I completely I'm with you in solidarity. 100.
Yeah,
and,
I'd say those are pretty two good places to track me down. And yeah, you can find my music on all the music finding places.
Super easy to find. And that next album comes out. Your next album comes out September 19th. And links in the description. Please just navigate on down there. You know what to do. Jump over there, like, subscribe, comment with this grassroots indie DIY awesomeness. That is what that's really where the magic is. You know, we have a chance to support each other in these endeavors, and that's what it's all about. The community, the tribe.
It really is.
Heck yeah. Can't wait till it comes out. Thank you again so much for taking the time out of your schedule. It's been an honor to have you on the No Tape Deck podcast.
Yeah. My pleasure. I slurped down my Celsius. I'm feeling like cleaning something, but right? I'm not gonna.
Well, yeah. Cheers on the East Coast from the West Coast. I've got a Liquid Death cherry obituary in hand, and the Celsius are amazing too. They're so good.
Thanks again. Hopefully I'll meet you at a show sometime when I come out that way.
Absolutely. It is definitely going to be on the calendar, and we'll definitely stay in touch.
Nice. Well, I appreciate you, and yeah, thanks. Thank you, people out there, wherever you are. Nice to meet you. To the people out there.
Nice to meet you, and the listeners, and you, and best to band, family, everybody at your record label. Thank you again so very much.
Right on. Thank you, Buck.
No worries. And as I always say when we sign off on these podcasts, it is a crazy world out there. Let's just be kind to each other. And thanks again for tuning in. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Buck. Bye.